Okay, this is myself, Fuego, Smooth Fuego TV and New Star Radio 98.7 FM, and I am here with...
The man like Benga.
I'm here with Mr. Benga. Now, how does it feel for you coming from Croydon, being a part of creating a type of sound, type of genre of music, and then next thing you see Britney Spears having it in a track? What does this feel like?
There's been so much progression because it wasn't that, it's really easy to kind of see one part and then see the next. Do you know what I mean? But it's been so much progression. I mean, even from me and Scream doing before that came about, like doing the Coachellas and doing as Magnetic Man and Benga and Scream, and some of the festivals that we played at in America, and then these artists seeing it. It's just come a long way from everything. And then even before she did it, there was Kate on a Mission. Yeah, there was I Need There. There was Night, and there was all these records that were big records. So like, if you're Britney Spears, would you jump on? Things that are fresh at the time, innit?
It's true.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to see that, the way how it's crossed over, because even a couple of years ago, to even say a UK, I don't like to use the umbrella, but people love to say urban and things like that, to even see someone like that in the charts
100%.
was crazy. And then you like just getting number ones for fun. Like, it's just crazy. Like, how do you ever reflect back to how you was it that big Apple record store that used to hang around? Do you ever reflect back to how it was back then to how you are now?
I don't know. Like, I looked at some pictures the other day, and I was just like,
embarrassing you.
The pictures were funny though, and it did remind me of a lot, and then some of the things that I used to think and the way I used to act. If anything, I just feel like, it's good to remember some of where you come from. And that's not even in a cliche way. It's not even me saying, always remember where you come from. Remember your roots. It's not that. It's more just me thinking to myself, I remember all the hard work that I put in. And it isn't time for me to stop now and slow down. It's time for me to work as hard, if not harder. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
Yeah. Also, you have another project under the alias of Magnetic Man. Yeah. Is that still going on, or are you putting it to the side at the moment to focus on your own stuff? I
just think, do you know what? I am focusing on my own stuff, like completely and wholly, and I am going to put 100% into this album, but I do, I dabble. So I will now and then make a Magnetic Man record, but I think the task at hand right now is that I've got this album that is, I ain't even trying to hype or glamorize it, it's a better album than the Magnetic Man album, and I feel like it's got to do the same things as Magnetic Man did. So in terms of that, what do I have to do? I have to push it to the same audiences and push it to even wider audiences. This is what I'm doing now. Talking to you, my friend.
Now, with this new album, is it the same type of Benga sound, or should the listeners be surprised with what they hear in the album? Are you experimenting more?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, definitely. My album kicks off with a track called Yellow, which is at 170, which people ain't going to be used to. But I guess, yeah, innit? BPM!
That's a random BPM, mate.
But I don't know. I think, for me, it's just like, in terms of tempo, it's 140 and people would be able to, get their heads around it. But I think in terms of sound, no. There's things like, I talk about this record so much because I love it, and it's just like, it's Warzone, and I'd say it's like, I don't know what to call it, but the chords are just like so intelligent, and the movement in the song is just so different to everything else that's out there. I don't know, it's really hard for me to kind of pin it down and kind of say how much I experimented on it and kind of say how different it is, and because I just can't compare any of the records to anything else. Like even Click and Tap, even I will never change what people have heard already. What could you compare that to? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I could go off on one.
So you see yourself as an innovator and you're going outside of the box, yeah?
I've always been an innovator and I always will be.
Okay. Now, what artists are you feeling at the moment? What other artists are you feeling apart from? You can't say your friends.
No. But see, that's hard. Because I'm going to say disclosure. But that's my friends. But I don't know. Who else am I digging at the minute? Everyone knows that I'm digging Kendrick Lamar. Like, I'm just rinsing that album. I have been from the very start.
Could we expect a collab in the future?
100%.
Yes.
When he comes to London, that should have happened. But it's just, it's just timings. It's like he would come to London, I won't be there. I'll go to LA, he won't be there. I think the next thing I do is when I do go back to LA, and I'm gonna work with Skrillex on his thing. When I do go and do that, I'll hunt him down because he's a legend to me, man.
Definitely. Now, as we are a Birmingham community station, are there any Birmingham artists you've been looking at?
I'm trying to think. Do you know what? All jokes aside, everyone should really know him. MLK. Does anyone know MLK?
MLK.
Oh, he's a legend.
MLK.
Right, he's another producer, and he made this song called "When I Look at You," and he's come back. And started making bangers again.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Cannot be mad at that guy. Who else am I looking at? Birmingham wise. There are quite a few people because I do work with other artists in Birmingham, like a guy called Subsy D. He's another up and comer, and I think he came to my house once, and I just grilled him and give him this lecture about where do you want to take your music. I mean, because it's really easy to get really caught up in what you're doing at the time, and people are saying, that record's great and that's good. You can't. It's easy to like relax and like not try and push things outside the box and grow bigger. So I just grilled him about that and just was like, you gotta start looking to the future, and you gotta have bigger dreams and more ambition, more goals. And that was it. I mean, Subsy D, he's a big artist as well.
Okay.
So
definitely be on the lookout for him. You know what? It's interesting you said that because my next question was actually going to be, as we are a community station, you have a lot of upcoming singers, songwriters, rappers, producers. What would be your advice based on your own experience? You kind of touched on it a bit there, but would you like to go deeper in? What
100%.
advice would you give them?
I mean, I'd always give you that. I'd always give that to any youngers or any up and comers. It's just like, it's very easy to get sidetracked, and it's very easy to think that you've had success after you've had one record or whatever. I think one of the key things is you've got to see the Dre's or the Timbalands or, even Pharrell and think, where did they stop? They didn't stop. They just carried on, and they carried on trying to make a hit after a hit, and they carried on in the studio working solid hours. And no matter how long you spend at your craft or whatever, spend more, because it's just, until your eyes are weary and you physically can't work anymore, then you haven't done enough.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? You haven't done enough. If your body's ready to go more, but you think, I'll have a break now, or I'll do this, you ain't in it. You got to put 100% into it, otherwise you ain't going to succeed. That's it. Whatever your 100% is will make you succeed. Even if your 100% is another person 50%, it's still going to make you succeed. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's it. So that's it. I'm trying to be an inspiration.
Well, that has been Benga. This is New Star Radio on Smooth Fuego TV. Now, would you like to tell them where they can keep up to date with you? Your Twitter, your website, your Facebook, 100%. Your Instagram, not your bank details. You
hear the jokes, huh?
Well, if you'd like to tell them all of that, and then we'll get into playing
100%.
Your next tune next, so you can introduce that.
All right, respects. Right, so if you want to catch me, you can see my website, which is Benga, benga.co.uk, and you can find me also on Twitter, which is @IamBenga, and my album's coming out 6th of May, so you can go and find it on iTunes, Amazon, and all good record shops. And I think that's the most important one, because you should support your local record store, keep that alive, and also have a hard copy. What is all this air stuff? What is all this buying stuff you can't see? Go and buy a hard copy. Damn.